Hey everybody, Rod Shelley here. No comments about coming out of the closet. Okay gang, this is going to be the first behind the scenes of 2018 after a absence of 9-10 months, almost a year. And obviously there's way too much stuff that's happened for me to keep this at a reasonable length. I'd probably be jabbering on for 3 days, but I wrote myself a little script, okay, to keep myself on track. And before anybody asks, no, I did not go to Kansas State. This was one of my nieces for Christmas or sometime. Anyway, can't see a damn thing without my glasses. Okay, first, of course, is the after the flood in August of last year, right after the big eclipse. Completely redid this whole room, this whole computer room, put tile down on the floor, got rid of that funky looking carpet, which I've been thinking about doing anyway. Mother Nature just moved me along a little bit faster. Yeah, replaced the tile, and we're going to go here in just a second. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the environs, and why don't we just go ahead and do that now? Hey everybody, Rod here, Rod Shelley, and I'm going to do a quick tour of the renovated, as of 9 months ago actually, renovated Rod's Lair computer room studio messing around place. And the first thing, of course, is that nasty old carpet, which of course got soaked in the flood last August, has been ripped out and replaced with tiles, and works out pretty well. I find the chairs roll around on the tile a whole lot better than they did on the carpet. Sometimes they roll too easily, I think. Okay, this is my little coffee mug display that I made last year. Of course, we feature right there in the middle the official Girls from TNA coffee mug. And moving right along, got a table over here with the printer. Of course, this place is always a continuing work in progress, so next time you see one of these, it'll probably be different. But got the Mavic up there in its little carrying case, Inspire and the printer over here. The closets, I took the closet doors out and replaced them with these bamboo curtains. That was a suggestion from Bill and Tara, BMAC62 and Andy TK if you're on Renderosity. So I got that curtain there. I don't have one up here yet because that door is a little bit thinner. And of course 80 million insulators. And then I got this one over here, which you know, they cover the stuff up and add a nice artistic touch, you know, to complement my gallery over here. And I'm doing this with my Canon. I don't really have any kind of a stabilizer because I don't really do enough videos to justify the cost, but I might think about something a little bit later on, as well as a different microphone, because audio is always a problem. But anyway, that's kind of a quick tour. Take a look here at something else. Okay, and this is the disaster that passes as my workshop. I've made a few changes in here. Moved the radial arm saw over to this side, and where it used to be, I've got this nice roll-around workbench that after talking about doing it for several years, I finally got around to actually building one. And it's pretty handy. I've got the bandsaw on there, and I've got my chop saw. It's sitting over here on this other messy bench right now. Usually it sits on this messy bench, but it's not bolted down like the bandsaw, so I can take it off and move it if I need workspace, which workspace is always at a premium around here. As you can see, my other work table over here is covered up with insulators, and I've been going through, and you know, I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of these bloody things, and what in the heck do I need 800 million examples of the same insulator? So they're heavy, and you know, if we ever move, I don't really want to haul all these things. So anybody in the Kansas City area, if you want some insulators for free, come get them. I'll hook you right up. Okay, now that just about wraps the tour up. Got some other new things. Got a new garage door put on here a few weeks ago, and it's really nice. And I got a bunch of other things I need to do on the house, which hopefully you'll get to see a little bit of that. But I got this Velocity computer here, and that's a whole story which I will go into later. But I think we'll call that good for the tour. There's really not that much extra to see other than the floor. So there's the floor. And I have tried to get everything up off of the floor just in case. Hopefully we won't have another flood. Focus. Hopefully we won't have another flood, but if we do, I've got everything up off of the floor with the exception of the Titan here, which I need to build a stand for it. But anyway, there's your quick tour, and on to other stuff. Okay, we're back. I've got a lot more renovation to do. I've got a number of things outside that I want to do. This patio, whatever it is out here, storage space for junk. I need to finish that up. There's a window in my shed that I'm going to actually be taking out. I don't really need a window in the shed, so that'll give me more wall space. So I'll try and have some video of some of that, some of me making my ill-advised attempts to emulate Bob Vila. And we'll be getting into that as the summer progresses. Okay, let's see, had some, and I'll be making another video about this. I've got my Velocity laptop over there that I used to do these videos on, but it's just, that's a whole story in itself. Had some major problems with it, had some problems with the Origin, and the new Titan over there I had some problems with. Of the three companies, my recommendation, Titan first, Origin second, Velocity, and you'll discover why when I do my my video on the Velocity laptop. But anyway, Titan, they took good care of me. They sent me a shipping label. They paid for shipping both ways. That's not the original case. The original case was damaged during shipping. I took it to FedEx to have them package it up, and I don't know whether they just didn't do a good job or whether the other personnel at FedEx were, a little bit over enthusiastic throwing boxes around. Whatever the case, they damaged the old case, so Velocity put it in a new case. Didn't charge me for it, didn't charge me a dime. Took care of the whole thing, and it's working fine now. I say that knocking on wood, because usually when I say that, the computer says, hey, he said I was working fine, so it's time to go whatever. But Anyway, it's working fine. It's my main poser machine. I've added hard drives to it. I did have to replace the data drive on it here not too long ago, that all my run times and stuff was on, but that wasn't a big problem. My run times are all backed up in about 4 different places. The thought of reinstalling 9 years worth of stuff into Poser just gives me hives, so everything's backed up. Anyway, that's it on the that's about it on the computers. I did get a power spec from Micro Center, a power spec laptop to replace the Velocity, and it runs rings around the Velocity. All right, what else we got here? Yeah, I updated my website some time ago. Kind of, it had stayed the. One of these days I might learn how to talk. That website had been in its previous form for I don't know how many years, and it was time for a kind of a facelift. Not as radical as some of the facelifts that Renderosity does, but anyway, it's a little easier to navigate around. I've got some things on there that, you know, I've got Shutterstock, I've got Adobe Stock, I've got Pixels. I put up a Patreon page. I'm not entirely sure how long Patreon's going to be up. It's been up for several months and it's still sitting there at 0, 0. So I may shut Patreon down because it doesn't look like there's either I'm doing something wrong or the stuff I'm putting up there is total crap or something, because it's like I said, after several months it's sitting at 0, 0. So I'll let it go for a little while longer. Maybe I don't have enough stuff there, I don't know. But anyway, we'll see what's happening. Pixels and Redbubble, you know, in their defense, I don't really have much there. I've got my Girls from TNA mug up on Redbubble, and that's about it. I really need to get off my butt and do some more stuff, put more things up there that maybe somebody will be interested in buying. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. Moving along, and I'm trying to keep this relatively short. The tour is about a little over 5 minutes, and I'm trying to keep these short. Last year when I was doing these, I was trying to keep them under 10 minutes, and the way I jibber jabber, that doesn't usually happen, so I'm going to say I'm going to try to keep them 15 minutes or under. So anyway, what do we got here? Oh, yeah, TNA, new stories, new goodies, new things. I'm going to have a few other side stories going along with TNA, the main Girls from TNA, which is on Renderosity and on my website, and also on Fantasy Attic. I'm trying to get caught up there. Animations. Some of you have probably seen my Penny doing her model walk. That was just a short experimentation. Over the weekend I sat in on a webinar from Digital Art Live and Smith Micro on animating in Poser, and it was actually a two-day seminar, a couple hours each day, and there was a lot of stuff there. And you know, thankfully I don't have to try to remember all of that with the 6 remaining brain cells I have. They recorded the webinar, and that will be available for download. As a matter of fact, I think the first session I've already downloaded. But anyway, there will be some possible animations. I'm not going to try to animate the whole thing because then I'd need a budget the size of Lord of the Rings. But you know, in a render farm that would make NASA jealous. But there will be some animations and some other fun things coming down the road. So for this first behind the scenes of 2018, now that we're halfway into the year almost, I'm going to go ahead and sign out, and hopefully I'll be trying to do a few more of these make it a little bit more interesting other than me just sitting here running my mouth. So for the first one of 2018, Rod Shelley saying, see you later. Wait a minute, that's Jazz's line, isn't it? Yeah, he'll forget.